Good morning. 16Krishnamurti and his search for truth, or what he has been discussing all his lifetime. And he's termed as the world teacher. So if you take the top 10 people who have talking about this truth or consciousness or awareness, and Jiddu Krishnamurti will come in the top 3 or top 5. So what has he what are the message he has given? Most often he's been treated as the most tough person to be listened and to be followed. That's what commonly 95% people who are in this path are telling this particular thing. Maybe his talks are in English, maybe due to that thing. Anyway, we will analyze it one by one. The first thing what he says is that actually this is a pathless path. This is a pathless path. That means we used to say we are entering the path, or we are searching truth, or we want to find out consciousness or awareness. So there it says that, see, we are trying to search something, but actually we are that. So this is what he tries to say about pathless path. Of course, the same concept, the same theory, we can find out or we can find it out in different religions, different books. It's there because whoever says this can say only one thing, because the truth is one. Consciousness and awareness is one. So he clearly says that it is a pathless path. So then how a person can search it actually? And that is a question. So these are things we need to ponder. When we enter into the path, actually what are we doing actually? We enter the path with a conditioned mind. And that is the second term Jake quite oftenly uses. Conditioned mind and religious mind, freedom. So these are some common words he continuously uses actually. So it's not more than 5 words he's using actually. So any spiritual book or any spiritual person, if we go into the deep core of the teaching, it will be maximum 3 words. Maximum 3 words. That's all. If you're able to identify the 3 words, then that ends the learning of that particular person or book. So the first one we said pathless path. So now what are we doing? We have a concept and we say that we need to follow a particular book or a person, and we need to do the relevant sadhanas and all. So here JK, after reaching that particular point, he says through a particular conditioned mind, you cannot reach awareness. So there we have to analyze why he is saying like that. See what is happening. If we have a concept, then we will reach there only. So we are limiting ourselves. So that's why he says that if we follow one person, then our mind will not be free. So freedom is absolutely needed. So the second term he says freedom is absolutely. So what is freedom? What does freedom means? Our mind should not be conditioned, because knowingly and unknowingly our subconscious mind has certain traits which we are not able to identify it. So we go on filling it with newer theories, newer books. So this is a hindrance actually. So one is pathless path, the other is conditioned mind. Then The next word JK uses separateness. Separateness. So he will go on asking that. If a person asks question, then he's asking that person, how did you ask me a question? Because you saw it in separateness. So we always move. See, when someone is talking, another person is listening. So he's not absolutely listening. He's just listening the person who is talking. And what is he talking? What I have learned. So this imaging goes on in between. So imaging is another word. Imaging is another word. So we are not seeing, we are just seeing images. So we have no freedom. So we should come out of that actually. So then the next thing he says that regarding the world. So there also by putting the yardstick of this separateness, he says that we are the world. What are we doing? We are seeing the world as another and we as another. So that leads to separateness. So separateness is another term, and along with this says that you are the world. You are the world. Then he says, you are going on talking about violence which is going outside. But since we are the world, the violence is not outside. The violence is inside. This ends the study of J. Krishnamurti. This is the theoretical aspect of Jiddu Krishnamurti. Not more than this, he had talked about nothing is in speeches. He has not written any book. And one book, notebook, is his personal diary. All the other books which are available is his speeches delivered, published by J. Krishnamurti Foundation. So he goes on telling that you should not listen to another person, you should not read anything, because it goes on, makes you conditioned mind. Then why we are making this lecture and why we are listening? Because we should not be stuck in this search for truth. So absolute freedom means following no one in the world. It's the inner journey. It's the inner journey. And it is purely scientific. If we studied a basic school physics or the higher level of quantum physics, absolutely we can understand what is truth. Absolutely we can understand. That's what JK is telling. JK is also telling the same thing. So we need to apply our scientific temper. In Indian Constitution, it is specifically mentioned, the directive principles. You should follow your scientific temper. So there is a caution. We should not follow anything blindly. And here, this JK says this is a pathless path, but we have put a path and we to try to travel in. That is the hindrance. Absolute freedom, we don't have freedom because we are filling with knowledge, we are filling with theories, we are filling with practice, sadhanas. It goes on like that. You go to any country, you follow any religion, any organization, they will give you some specification. Certain things you should do, you should not do. Of course, preliminary it may be needed, but we will be stuck there actually. So this is a pathless path, and we are the world, and the violence is not outside. And all this happens in separateness. And this comes in mind actually. So a mind, a religious mind, another term used, religious mind means it is absolutely free from separateness. So Jiddu Krishnamurti's study, so anyone entering in this path always tries to study Jiddu Krishnamurti, and most often some people, 99 people, they will just read it, they will just leave off, saying that this is impossible. And if you ask any person about Jiddu Krishnamurti, then he will say he has not taught anything new. Already this is available in all textbook and religion. Of course that is true, but he has not copied from anyone. He has not copied from any book. He has not referred to anything. He has not referred to anything. Of course, in his certain speeches, he has given some examples, and if we go through that example, then we would be able to know the same example has been used by different people before JK and after JK. So these examples are not their own. It has come from their masters, which they have learned. Only in few occasions, if you go through all the speeches, only in few occasions JK has given some examples which is common in spirituality. But all the other, he has not referred anything, he has not referred any book actually. So that is the way we have to progress. If you go on referring someone, go on referring some book, or if you go on reciting some quotes from any book, let it be anyone, but that is not ours. JK says if you follow another person, you'll become a second-hand master. So these are some 5 or 7 terms which we have to underline. Then we want to ponder on it, and we can listen to JK. His books are available. Every material is available in YouTube. And when we listen, as I said, if you can take one word, it is separateness. If you want to 2 word, it is conditioned mind. If you want to take 3 word, it is pathless path. If you want to take 4 word, you are the world. If you want to take the 5th word, the violence is inside you. So even one word is required. So this is where we go on reading, but we won't stick to a point. So learning a person, JK means one word, it is separateness. You can go for 5 words. And here it should not be ended. Then go to any religion, any spiritual person. Has JK told anything different from this paper? We have to find it out. Some people say certain views are different. Of course, it is not different actually. It is one and the same. Any person who is talking about truth, he can tell only one thing, and that is purely scientific. Purely scientific. People will not connect to science, and then they will say superstition. So thank you very much.